Hey everyone, welcome to Recipe Checkr, your cooking channel for restaurant style recipes. I'm Sunder. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make parotta. I'm sure you agree with me, one of the toughest dishes from the restaurant menu to make at home is parotta. It is because of the layers and the softness of a perfect parotta. In today's video, I'm going to introduce you to the exact technique how to make a perfect parotta. Stay connected. Parotta is a base South Indian bread which can go with a number of gravies and dishes. Today I'm going to show you how to make a good flaky layered parotta. The ingredients what we need today is the plain flour, milk. I'm going to take just the egg white, salt, some sugar and some oil. The right consistency for a parotta is known for its flakiness, softness and the right texture. To achieve that particular desired result, we need to focus on two areas. One is to make the right dough and second one is we need to hand stretch the parotta into a really thin layer. There are two ways of doing it. If you are able to develop the skill, I'm going to show you the exact technique how you are able to hand stretch the parotta. Also, I'm going to show you how you can use a rolling pin to make it still you get the right results. So what I have here is the plain flour. I'm going to take the plain flour into a bowl. This is absolutely optional. If you are a vegetarian, if you want to avoid the egg, you can very well do that. But the egg is going to give you an additional softness and the flakiness. So that's one of the very reason that I've added the egg. And usually a flour will take about 50 to 60% of moisture. So already I put about 100 ml. So I'm adding around 400 ml of water. So the parotta dough has to be medium soft. So I need to make it as a dough. I need to knead it well. The kneading is very, very important for parotta dough because the more gluten you form, it's going to give you the elasticity and the stretching of the dough, which will make it easy for us to hand stretch the dough. The indication that you got your dough is gluten formed and the right consistency is it will pick up all the residuals of flour from the pan, from the bowl, and it will just make it a clean bowl. So it needs a bit of an extensive kneading. And as kneading, always the technique is you have to use the base of the your palm so that you apply the pressure and just roll it in the front. This is the kind of a consistency you need to achieve. So it should be medium soft and it should be firm, but still it should be able to press it. So at this point, this is ready now. Resting is very, very important process of this dough making. So I'm going to apply little bit of oil and make sure I cover this so it doesn't get dry, and rest it at least for about an hour's time. So when you make parotta, planning is important. You need to start cooking well before your dinner time or a lunch time. So I'm going to rest it for about an hour, and then once it's ready, I'm going to show you how to hand stretch and make a flaky and soft parotta. Now the dough is rested for almost for an hour, and I've added a little bit of oil into it. I just put a lid so that it doesn't get dry and form a skin, and now this is really soft and it's ready. At this stage we're going to portion it into individual balls. Again we're going to apply oil and then rest it for another 30 minutes. So this is the stage 2. Then at the stage 3 we're going to roll it out and then make hand stretch it and make a paratha. Now I'm going to apply some oil on the surface. If you have a clean kitchen bench, you can use it, or a stone, or even any granite surface. So this is ready. Now I'm going to portion it. So the easy way to portion it is probably you just squeeze this. This is the kind of ball you're going to make it. So probably as the even size, so that make sure that the majority of the surface is getting smoother. Dough balls have rested for about 30 minutes now, and it's even further softer. So now we're going to make the hand stretching of the parotta dough. So I'm just taking some generous amount of oil, and I'm just going to stretch it. The technique is you need to stretch only the outer side of the dough. You leave the center little thicker. So that's how when you stretch it, when you toss and stretch it, it'll get extended. So you can also use the rolling pin if you wanted to achieve the right shape, but make sure you got enough oil in it. Now you use your right hand and then hold your dough on your left hand like this. So you got the right hand underneath the chapati kind of a stretch, and then on your left hand on the top of it. So when you're going to lift it up, you got enough oil here so that it doesn't tear off, and the dough also has a good amount of oil, and it's enough soaked and it's soft and stretchful. And then I'm going to just leave that, use the air to stretch it. You just keep rotating it. You see that it's getting really nicely stretched. So you can see it's so thin and it is nice. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to apply a little bit of oil. If you want, you can also have a bit of dusting of a flour. Just give you a very mild. And I'm going to lift it up. See the kind of layer which is getting formed. And then I'm going to rotate this. And then you put the end at the bottom. I'm just going to leave this. So this is something which has a nice layer. It's so thin in the stretching, and now it's been combined together as a round roll. And this I'm going to apply some oil. The whole idea is you make sure you never allow this to dry, the surface to dry. And I'm going to do one after the other. Now the second one, I'm going to show you how to completely use your rolling pin and achieve that. Now the dough is rolled and it's ready to be cooked. So I'm going to use a pan, and I'm going to use a rolling pin or hand to stretch it into a desired size of the parotta, and I'm just going to use the tawa and then cook it. All the layers which has got compressed again, because you got the fat, the oil and the bit of a flour in it. Once it's get cooked, it will easily get separated. So that's the whole technique on the process of getting a flaky, layered, soft and tasty parotta. I'm going to take it out of the tawa, and you can see, put it back into your bench or a plate what you use. Then you see that you don't see the layer. So this is very important. So the parotta is meant to be flaky and it should be having a lot of layers. So I need to just toss it and just compress it quickly because it's pretty hot, so that it just the layers to be coming out now. See here, all the layers got separated and you got a flaky and soft. It's pretty soft. You can feel, it's so light, and the flaky is really, you can feel the flakiness of the parotta. So this is a perfect parotta and it's ready. So let's cook the rest of the things, and then it's ready and to be served with any Indian, South Indian gravy, chettinad gravy, or there are both vegetarian and meat gravies. So I hope you enjoyed the process of making parotta. Please try this. There's quite a few techniques which we use today. One is the perfect way of making dough, the perfect way of resting the time, and then you have to hand stretch it, and the thin stretching you need to do, and then apply the oil, dusting the flour, and then making it as a kind of a different layers and then forming it as, and again you're resting it for another 30 minutes, and then finally you tawa cook it. And then once it's cooked, you're really going to quick compressing the whole thing with your hands. If you are, I mean, it's not really hot enough to burn your fingers or something, but still, when it's really hot, when you do it, the flakiness will come out well. So that's the whole technique on the process of getting a flaky, layered, soft and tasty parotta. Hope you enjoy the video today. Please leave your comment below. If you have any specific recipe request, please write to me. I'm happy to do it for you. When you try my recipe, please do not forget to take a few pictures and share it with an hashtag recipe checker. Also follow us on social media platforms. Look forward to see you soon with another beautiful recipe.